Doing some big tracks indeed, boy. That was some Hans John inside the one wine thing. Now, you don't know them things out there on X104 FM, alright? Hey, you locked in right now. Y'all gotta get inside on the WhatsApp and hit us up. Yeah. Some loose messages coming there, boy. I believe that's some since morning, eh? But it's all good. Hit us up and let us know. And tell y'all what, boy, wow, what a beautiful Tuesday it is, man. I tell y'all, I know a lot of persons are looking forward to Miss SVG 2022, boy, yeah? A different date and all of that, boy. Anticipation is building for sure. Alright, and you know, X104 FM bringing the vibes to y'all, boy. We got the beauties in studio. I feel lucky today, boy. Wow. You're nice. It's all good, man. Talking a little bit about Miss SVG 2022, alright? And the lady's gonna be gracing us inside the studios this coming week. Yeah, God's will. I don't see how the weather guy in these days, alright? So we're just hoping for the best. But today, nevertheless, I gotta welcome one Miss Lotto. Welcome inside the studios. Gotta say good morning to you, Jada Ross.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm alright. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. And honored to be in your presence.
Well, the honor is mine, actually. Thank you for having me.
Hey, definitely, right? And how are you doing? How are you enjoying your Tuesday thus far?
I am not doing the best. Physically not feeling very great, but I am thankful for at least, being healthy enough to be here this morning.
Well, that's good. That's good. I want to believe you're exhausted.
Well, it is quite a tiring journey, I must admit. I would be lying if I say it's not, but I'm getting there, I'm counting on the days. It's literally 18 days. I'm counting them down as they come by, so
18 days.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. And what is the feeling like though? What is the feeling like being a part of Miss SVG?
Oh my gosh, it is such a blessing to be a part of this experience, honestly. I would recommend it to anybody. It is hard work, so that's one thing I would let them know as a disclaimer. If you're not ready to put in the work, then you shouldn't do it. But it's a character building experience that I think every young woman should embark upon.
Sounds good. All right, and you definitely gotta tell us a little bit about Miss Jada Ross. Where you're from. Tell us, give us a little background. Well, me for sure. I don't know who you are. So.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, enlighten me.
Okay, I currently reside in Prospect. As you said, my name is Jada Ross. I'm 21 years of age.
21.
I am very sports oriented as well as theater arts oriented.
Yeah.
Those are two of my passions, I would say. My passion is to be a professional athlete, squash in particular, as well as a professional actress. So you must, admit that I would have to travel abroad at some point to maybe further my studies in those fields. Aside from that, I love making people smile. I love making people laugh. I love to entertain. I think that's one of the things I mentioned in my unveiling. My aim is to entertain.
All right, definitely. All right, so you would deem yourself as a very outgoing person.
Yes, I would.
How would you say you're humble?
I would say I'm more on the humble side because I don't like to be boasty about things, because I know that life could really show you ways in which you should be humble in situations.
Alrighty then. Nice. Hey, y'all gotta get inside. Alright, we're welcoming Miss Jada Ross. That name is so simple though.
I agree, actually.
That name is very simple.
I work at Liverpool Hotel, and I normally I used to carry my second name, which is Elizabeth, and I normally would have people on the phone asking, since I don't carry it anymore, I'd have people asking may I speak to Elizabeth please, and my other staff would be like, we don't know anybody that works there. I'm like, just pass it to me. That's me. Because Jada and Ross, I get Jada Kingdom, Jada Pinkett Smith, Rick Ross, Diana Ross. I'm like, wow. Yeah.
You like the Jada Ross. Right.
It's iconic.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. All right, but explain a little bit. I couldn't help not hearing you say that you don't carry it no more.
I used to. I carry it again. Since I started the Miss SVG journey officially and people know me as Jada Ross, I carry it once more because I just think Jada is so plain. Oh. Every setting that I would be in, there would be 3 or 4 other Jadas, and it would kind of annoy me. But I've learned to embrace who I am, embrace my name as my original name, and I wear it with pride now.
Nice. All right. When you said you don't carry it anymore, I was thinking that you legally got rid of it.
No.
Oh, all right. Nice. So Elizabeth.
I don't think my mom would allow me.
All right, you done. Hey, welcome. So heading up to Miss SVG. What do you think about the changes to Miss SVG? Pertaining to earlier years and the new date and all of that. Is that something that you?
Well, I am in support of it. I am in support of the cultural approach that they're taking to it, making it more of a cultural event as opposed to a carnival-based event.
Nice.
Reason being, it's called Miss SVG, So I think that bringing more of a cultural approach on it would kind of invite persons that are not very carnival-oriented to come on out and enjoy the show as well for, more than what it is if they're interpreting it as a carnival show, because it is a misconception that persons have, and I think it's a stigma that the New Beauty Shows committee is trying to eliminate.
Okay, that's nice, and I'm loving it so far. All right, remember we're talking to Miss Jada Ross, yeah? You want my phone? All right, no, cool. Yeah, all right, yeah. She's inside the studios, gracing us with her beauty. You're very beautiful, I'll
Thank
tell
you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So you reside in Prospect?
Correct.
All right. How did you go from the nice Prospect girl to Miss SVG? That process, I'm always interested in that process.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like.
I mean, Miss SVG is kind of something I've kind of dreamed of for a very long time. I was in 6th grade and put on a Miss SVG show with my classmates in Kingston Preparatory School. I won, I think. From what I could remember, it was very simple, but my mom would always say, like, they're gonna come for you 1 year, they're gonna come for you 1 year for Miss SVG. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. But as time progressed, I'm like, I really think I should get into this, because I also want to have a platform online to be an influence to young girls, young women, just to let them know that they could do anything that they put their focus and their mind to. Literally anything. So I do a lot of content creating and YouTube videos and filming, and I do my own edits and graphics and everything. So seriously? I just want to, show other people, not just women, but other persons as well, that they could achieve anything that they put their minds to.
Definitely. Hey, gotta reach out to all the Facebookers, man. Y'all need to get inside as well. Anything that you want to find out from Miss Jada Ross, yeah, y'all could let us know. All right. So you projected yourself to be in Miss SVG, as your mom said, they came for you.
Yeah, I did project myself.
Right,
yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. So you actually went and did what you had to do to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
All right. Wow, that's nice. All right. And what can we look forward to from Miss Jada Ross?
You can look forward to a dynamic performance, not just from Miss Jada Ross, but from every single one of the delegates. We have been working tirelessly to ensure that we put on a remarkable show for everybody. Especially since Miss SVG has not happened in the past 2 years. This upcoming year, it's going to be amazing. So I encourage everybody that's listening or tuning in online, wherever you're watching or listening to this right now, to come on out on October 29th to witness contestant number 7, as well as the other delegates, grace the stage and vie for the crown of Miss SVG 2022.
All right. I don't even want to ask you how confident you are, but I want to ask, how confident are you? Because you definitely made mention of the other contestants, so I know that you probably you have knowledge of what's coming as well. Mm-hmm. So how confident are you knowing the challenges that you have, or the challenges that you have? I'm
confident that I would perform very well. I tend to stay in my own lane.
You're walking with it.
I'm confident that I'll perform very well.
All right, then. All right, and a lot of contestants have been involved in some projects, some community projects and all that. Could you tell me a little bit about your project?
Okay, so my project was themed community beautification, and I decided to take more of a holistic approach to community beautification and not just focus on physical embellishments, but touching the core of people and relationships, engendering spirits of unity and belonging. Taking more of an approach to mental beautification, social beautification, just beautification within persons, like inside, as opposed to, because I think beauty really comes from within. Right. And then physical embellishments, although they're beautiful, they don't do justice to the persons that you become when you become spiritually beautiful. So I went to the approach of I did physical beautification, where I planted trees with the primary school students of the East St. George constituency.
Okay.
I also did a health and wellness check / bingo night with the elderly folks in the same constituency of East St. George, because that was my selected constituency / community. I did a donation drive as well to persons in the East St. George community, and I donated storybooks and read some stories to the lower grades in the same schools in East St. George. All this was just to beautify the minds and the souls of the persons in East St. George and gender spirits of unity, because bingo included persons having to work together, and the way that the students at the schools, when planting trees, were interacting with each other. I was speaking to a few of them after, and they were like, I've never even spoken to these people before. And they go to the same school, and I'm like, I'm happy I could have, And I went back there this week to give the books, because the books unfortunately did not come when I was going to the schools within the period that I had to go. So I went back last week, and the students were like, Jade, oh my God, hi, we missed you. And it was very heartwarming that they first of all, they remembered my name, and they wanted to see me again, to give me gifts and like make me sign their books and stuff. And I can't even explain with enough words how endearing that felt.
Nice. Yeah. All right, you then. Hey, Miss Jada Ross is inside the building. All right, tell us, we're talking about Miss SVG 2022. 18 days, you said? 18
Correct.
days away. So persons, y'all gotta definitely come on out, all right, and support. Tell us a little bit about your social media as well. I see you on social media. You live on
not live right now. Actually, I should have been though. That's a good suggestion.
I was like, okay.
You see, the thing is, I'm very nervous about messing things up. So I say to myself, I didn't even tell anybody that I'm going on their stream this morning. I'm gonna tell them after, so they could go and check it out.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, but tell us a little bit about your social media. You said that you do a lot of content creation.
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel. I cleaned it up now though, because I was about 17 when I started it. So you could assume I don't look the way I look now, or I don't speak the way I speak now. Although I've always been very well spoken. I'm just a little too quirky in them, so I've deleted a few of them. On Instagram, I've recently gotten into the habit of doing a few reels. I still have a lot I haven't posted. And TikTok, I love TikTok. I used to be made fun of a lot when I was a little younger doing TikToks, but now it's a growing trend, and everybody comes to me like, how do you do those transitions? And I'm like, I'm not telling you.
Oh, so you're big on transitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my specialty.
Nice.
On Instagram, I just very much any content I see that I endorse, I repost. I've been a little quiet since the Miss SVG journey, mainly just posting stuff Miss SVG related and things that are like character building for persons, things that I really want to share to empower people. So I've been a bit quiet on social media as of late, but as soon as this journey is finished, I have a very long video about this journey to give to everybody. So stay tuned for that, guys.
I'll definitely like to see that video. All right. And you mentioned that you deleted a few of your videos, boy. I was there thinking, boy, you think that's a good thing, though? I think sometimes, the reason why I said that, though, I think sometimes, like, in the future, you being that big actress, sports personality and all that, persons like to go back to when you were
not
before,
who I was.
So
I kept like, a few of them that weren't very cringy, that I won't like hide my own face when I'm watching it in private. I kept those.
Okay.
But some of them were just like, no, we're gonna move that.
Okay, I could work with that. All right. So you've been doing a lot of work in the community and all of that. What do you think are some of the biggest issues that are, problems that are facing young people presently?
I think young people these days are just too social media oriented. So they're seeing a lot of things that are online, and they're being misguided by a lot of things that are going on, especially in a small island like St. Vincent. They're thinking of things maybe more on a global scale, or maybe not even thinking about it at all. A lot of them are also very centralized in their own lives and not looking at things at the bigger picture, or thinking about future instances, things that the consequences to their actions mainly. Right. So I think that's why a lot of young people are getting in trouble as well, because they're not thinking long term, and I think that is something I would also like to engender in young people today.
All right, sounds good. All right, and what sort of advice? Because as you say, I'm basing it on you working in the community and doing a lot of work with these young people and the elderly as well. What are some of the advice that you give to young people that are maybe probably facing troubles, or want to get started on a little social media, or just giving them some direction in life? What are some of the things that you...
Okay, on the scale of starting social media, I would just say start. whatever you feel like posting, whatever you feel like creating, whatever you feel like sharing, just share it. With regard to direction, like guidance in life, speak to the elderly folks in your community or the elderly folks in your family. They have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that they can share with you, and it really helps when you're going forward in life. I've noticed that lately because I speak to my grandma and my great aunts a lot, and even my dad a lot more often than I used to in the past, and it's just because I've recently realized that some things they would have said to me as a child, they're coming to pass, and things are coming to fruition based on things that they would have said, and it would like click back, and I'm like, okay, so maybe they can help with this other situation too. They really, really can. So I would suggest that they, speak to the elderly folks in their community. The internet is also the best teacher. So if you're ever trying to find out something, any question at all, type it in Google search, and you probably would find the answer.
Yeah. Songling very queenie. All the best, young lady. All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
the comments
it.
that are coming inside. All right.
People have also been so supportive. Like honestly, any negativity, I'm not even seeing it. So if there is, I thank you for negativity as well. I wouldn't be Jada if I didn't get negativity.
Okay then. Hey, Jada Ross is inside the building. I have to ask you, why squash?
Why not squash?
Because the reason why I would say why squash, maybe it's me, so maybe you have to educate me a little bit. But I think there's so many other sports in areas that are just so bigger than squash.
Yeah. So I started out playing tennis, and I'm not a fan of the sun. So which is crazy because after that I did track. I ran track for a few years. I would have taken part in into school sports and the sports at girls high school as well as prep school. I was house captain for prep school and girls high school when I went to primary and secondary.
Nice.
I'm a sprinter. I don't do it anymore because when I was training for hurdles I injured my knees, so I have like patella tendonitis in both of my knees, so when it gets cold and wet it hurts sometimes. And my siblings were always in squash because my dad would have encouraged them to start, and I was like, it's indoors, it's a racket, I don't mind this. And I grew a passion for it after I went to the Commonwealth Games this year, especially. Like I've always been in love with squash since I started playing it, like seriously. But after I went to the Commonwealth Games and I met some of the professional squash players, I was able to meet like former number ones in the world and like number 5 in the world. Like I have photos with these people, and I'm like, these people are regular people. They just do this for a living.
Nice.
Yeah, they work tirelessly, and I'm like, I could do this as well. And squash is one of the most active sports in the world. People look at me and they're like, what sport do you play?
Squash.
Yeah, and they're like, what squash? And that upsets me.
Because it's not one of those.
It's not a popular sport, especially in St. Vincent, and I wish it was. I would do whatever I can to encourage persons to play squash. We actually have an independence tournament coming up on the 15th of October, this Saturday. So if there's anybody that's interested in finding out a bit about squash, the center is located behind the National Lotteries Authority in Falls Avenue. So you could come and check that out as well.
Sounds interesting. Maybe that's my chance to come and watch some squash, you know what
I mean? I would come out of retirement, my semi-retirement, just to, show you guys that I can actually play squash and I'm not just talking.
Right. What are some of your accolades in squash, though?
Sorry?
Some of your accolades in squash? You won some titles? Anything of that sort? Yeah.
A few. None that I would say are like international level, but
no, on the local level.
Okay, so I'm number 1 in for women in squash in St. Vincent right now.
There you go.
I won 1 or 2 regional OECS titles when I was a junior, but not as a senior because that is difficult.
Nice.
Yeah, the women that I would be competing against in seniors are like people that are like top 20 in the world. So that's a lot harder to achieve. I would have to literally eat, sleep, and breathe squash. And now I just, sleep it.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, number 1. Talking to the number 1 squash player at SVG, Jada Ross. It is representing Miss Lotto. All right, enough of that. Tell me a little bit about your favorites. Favorite food?
I love shrimp. Shrimp prepared in any way I would eat. Even if it's raw, just give me shrimp. I love pasta, shrimp and pasta.
Oh, shrimp pasta?
Wow, my dad makes an amazing shrimp pasta. Shout out to Ritnick's Cafe. If you know Ritnick's Cafe, that's my dad. So shout out to him if he's listening to this right now.
Mr. Demas.
Yes.
Oh, okay. There you go. Hey,
Best guy.
Yeah, big up to all the peeps on the Facebook, all right? Favorite season of the year?
I mean, we have one season here. I don't like it the cold. Going to Birmingham made me realize I don't like the cold. So summer, fall. I love them all. I think nature's beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Sounded really nice. Huh?
Nature's beautiful. So.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Hey, y'all need to get inside as well. Favorite music? I heard you mention Jada, Kingdom, and
my music taste is very diverse. I don't have a specific, I can't even, I don't play my music out loud. Like, my family would always say, never give Jada the ox. Her music is strange. I love people like Billie Eilish, Melanie Martinez, but I also listen to dancehall and soca. Michael Jackson, all-time favorite. B.I.G., Notorious B.I.G.
Wow.
Marlon Rudette, like everybody.
Nice. Hey, there you go. Somebody said Team Jada. Somebody said I like your speakers. Jada Boss.
Jada Boss. They call me Jada Ross, the boss, you know.
All right. I was just reading some of those comments on Facebook. A lot of support coming in for you as well.
Thank you, everybody.
Just one more favorite for me. Favorite place to visit, to travel.
Barbados. Yeah.
Why?
I have a lot of friends there. A lot of friends that are squash friends as well.
Okay.
I feel very, very welcome and at home when I go to Barbados. I would say that is my second home away from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
That's it.
But I really love it when I come back. I love coming back more than anything. So can my favorite place to travel be to St. Vincent? Can it? I don't think that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I love it here.
Okay. So if I'm headed to Miss SVG, I think I am.
Yeah, right? You should.
I ain't got nobody to support.
I need you to support us.
But
all.
I'm asking, why should I? Why
should you support me?
But normally when persons go to Miss SVG, they support one person.
Or like two.
It's not like I'm gonna be against the other persons, but I'm gonna be like, yeah, for somebody. So why do I need to support Jada?
Well, first of all, I'm going to put on a dynamic performance. Two, I have a lot of ideas for beautification and upliftment of persons in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that I would love to share given the platform. Three, I love the people of St. Vincent and I think they have so much potential.
Okay.
So I just want to be able to connect with them, you know, a lot more than I am right now.
On a scale to 10, where's your anxiety level?
My anxiety level is always at a 10. Always. But strangely enough, I haven't been very anxious as of late. I haven't.
You think you got the grip of it?
I think it's pretty strange that I've been a lot less anxious than I normally am. So I don't know. Maybe on the day of the show, I'm going to be like, what is going on? Yeah, maybe on the day. But right now, I'm pretty good. Like 5.
What do you think would be your biggest challenge on that day?
Maintaining focus when people are screaming,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you dead. All right, Jada, I want to thank you so much for taking your time out today off your busy schedule.
Thank you for having
I could
me.
only imagine. I try my best to just imagine all these sort of things that you have to go through, all these back and forth, all these preps and all of that.
It's been very hectic, especially working a full-time job where I'm a supervisor as well.
I could only imagine. And that's good. I could only speak for myself. I honestly love to be busy.
Me too, actually.
So
when I'm rested, I'm like annoyed because I want something to do.
Keeps you going.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your support team and whoever you want to shout out and all of that. Your time.
Oh boy, I want to shout out the Jada Ross Dream Team very quickly and my sponsor, the National Lotteries Authority. They've been very supportive and checking in as well to make sure that I am okay. And just everybody that supports Team Jada in any way, anybody that has liked, commented, shared, anything at all that you've done in support of myself or my fellow delegates. We all really appreciate it. I'm speaking on behalf of them as well because this journey is not easy. It's not simple. And it takes a lot of willpower and mental strength to endure it to the end. So I just want to thank everybody and, shout out everybody. It's St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the whole. Even if you're not listening right now and you hear this at some point, shout out to you.
Definitely. All right. So once again, I want to thank you so much for taking your time out, and I personally want to wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
I think I'm gonna come in with a big placard mark on Jada.
Yeah, I would
So
appreciate
if
that.
you see that, I say, boy, that's
Yeah.
All right. All the best.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Hey, there you had it. All right. You can look forward for it all weekend long, as long as it is permitted. We're gonna be talking to the Miss SVG 2022 contestants. It is